because you don't want to be in a situation where you just think in English and translate your thought every time into Russian. You want to get to a situation where you actually start to think in that foreign language and cut out the middleman of thinking in your natural language, your first language, but use the second language as a medium of thought. Once you get to this stage, that's when you become a little bit what will never be accepted by the passport authorities or the governments of the country. You become a little bit Russian. You become. Nobody's going to start giving you nationality. You have to be very lucky to get Russian nationality. You have to be born to Russian parents, or perhaps, well, even to. You become a little bit Russian. You become. Nobody's going to start giving you nationality. You have to be very lucky to get Russian nationality. You have to be born to Russian parents, or perhaps, well, even to be, if you are born in Russia and you don't have Russian parents, you still have to have Russian parents. It goes from the parents, especially from the mother, but if the parents are married, then at the time of the birth, then you can also have from the father if the mother is not Russian. But in the main is taken from the mother. Not you don't. It's not like American citizenship. You don't get it by being born there. So you have to be lucky. Okay, you have to be born with that silver spoon in your mouth to be born Russian. Then you can be given the Russian passport. But for anybody else, thankfully, you can become still, not with the passport, not in the law, but in spirit. You can become a little bit Russian by learning the language well enough that you begin even to think in it. I'm not saying you never make a mistake in it. Of course you will, because even a Russian can make a mistake in his language. But if you're able to start to think in Russian, or if you prefer to learn another language, maybe you want to learn a little bit of French or German, Spanish, maybe Serbo-Croat, anything. I think that language still exists, or has it been broken into pieces? I don't know. That Albanian, if you want to, just learn it well enough to start to think in it, and you become, as far as I'm concerned, you become part of that community. Just checking. Somebody's out there. I hear a noise in one of the Chaira. I wonder if the little bird about to do something on my computer. To watch out for that. Oh no, something. It's a little bit funny. Somebody did something with a window. Okay. So, isn't it right? Whenever you get the webcam on, whenever you get the webcam on, you want to suddenly scrape it to your face. So, that was a little thing about that. And I've mentioned as well, or means about, and the interesting thing about or is that if you follow it with a vowel, you have to put a b on it. So o and ob are the same word, like a and n in English, the same rule, okay? But it's a b, not an n, you're putting on the o. So when you say about this, you don't say o etam, you say об этом. And remember what I told you last time, you're putting them together, you're eliding them together. If you didn't have to elide the preposition into what follows it, so it almost becomes one with what follows it, then it wouldn't be necessary to put these B's in and O's in after K. If you remember last time we had the O coming in after K, so you say kamnie because you can't say kmnie. It's not easy to say kmnie. I wouldn't want to say it. If I could, say kamnie, it is say kamnie, not kmnie. You just can't say it properly. It wouldn't fit nicely into a sentence. So, same with, you can't say a etam. We don't have a glottal stop in Russian. It's not Arabic or Cockney English. So, you have to say об этом. And so the O changed to ob. In Polish, incidentally, you don't get the B ever come. So, probably because it's so rare that you don't need to, that it is followed in Polish by a vowel, because it would be o tym in Polish anyway, that you don't have to worry so much about it. if they want to say about other things, which is innych, you would say o innych rzeczach, and they don't have the problem that it produces an unpleasant glottal stop, because it's more of a jerky language anyway, Polish, where you got one every sentence, whereas every syllable is a little bit sometimes kept separate to the other. You can end up, if you're speaking of Polish, you can end up sometimes speaking in a very clipped way, like a military person. But in Russian things are glided along and made to smooth into the next sentence, and only one in every one of such things take the stress. So when you got this, when you got your preposition next to a word afterwards, only one thing will take the stress. It could be that sometimes the preposition takes the stress. Remember, we had izdama last time, where the stress actually migrated onto the first syllable and it became the is. Okay? Remember that about the prepositions. So we only learn in this lesson one new preposition so far, and that's o, which is a locative case all the time. I think I will do one more, and then we will be, after all of the, we'll be through with all of the locative case prepositions. Okay? If we do pre right at the top there, pre, and remember, if you haven't got the picture here, you can get it on the Facebook group, and you can get it on the group Huliganov Google group. I don't think I put it up there yet, actually. I will remember to do this, but you'll definitely get it on the Facebook group, and I will be updating it because there's more things I want to add to this. In the end, I might even print it off as a wall chart or something. Ask some printer to do a wall chart of it so that you can get it off a, for a Christmas present for yourself and your family, if you want to. Maybe I'll do this, I don't know. But pre means in the presence of. So pri nas would mean in our presence. Remember, nas is the locative case of us. So let's just remember one more time. Locative case. A kom, about who? Yeah? A чем, about what? При ком, in the presence of whom? При чем, in the presence of what? You can say, я здесь ни при чем. This has got nothing to do with me. Я здесь ни при чем. Okay? And remember, it's a yo. I don't write it with the yo, but it's a yo. Okay? Ч, yo, м. So, сейчас, дорогая. Сейчас я делаю на грани. So, what I want to just say is меня, or I, goes to мне. О ком они говорят? About whom are they speaking?
Наверное, обо мне.
Probably about me. Наверное, о тебе. Probably about you. Сомневаюсь, что о нем. I doubt about him. Okay? Always нем, о нем. And because remember, it's never going to be yom, because prepositional case only appear with prepositions, and prepositions always give you the n form of the third person in the obliques pronouns with the n always. Okay? So сомневаюсь, что о нем. I doubt it's about her. Я думаю, что говорят о ней. I think that they're talking about her. And you could say о нас, about us, or при нас, in our presence, на нас, on us, and it's the same as the genitive, by the way, in this case. And in the plural, I think they all are. We'll just check that in a minute. Вас, о вас, при вас. You could say, well, why is that? Well, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's the same in other languages, maybe not. But it is, as far as I can see, in the plural you got all the locative ones are the same as the genitive ones. So it will be therefore a них. Yes, so same as genitive. У них, у нас, у вас, and о as well. О них, even though it's locative this time, and with it was genitive, they got the same forms. So о них, about them, при них, together with them. При них нельзя болтать. When they are in the room, you shouldn't talk. Okay? All those words we had before. I'm keeping track. I may not look like I'm keeping track, but I'm keeping track. Okay? Don't worry. So, now we looked at the 4 locative prepositions that you need to know. Pri, o, na, and v, and na and v only in the case of location, not movement into that place. So that was today's lesson. Not many, but a lot of background about how to think in terms of prepositions in the Russian language. Thank you very much for your attention, and later I do the song and the joke. Okay, managed to do some little thing with my settings so that now I'm still back in the light, and I'm starting to get... What we got here? We got my cat over there. He's sitting on the swing. He's about to come down the swing. Will he come down the swing? I'm not sure whether he will come down the swing anyway. So all around my head, all around my house, there is all of these interesting things up there. There's our house. There's my lovely wife Elena making the washing. You can say привет to the viewers. You can say they are Russian students. You can say привет to them. Okay. Well, there we are. So, okay, so joke time. This man, he go into pub with a big Siberian tiger. As you know, Siberia is one of the places with the tigers. Now is a population about 500 in the forests of Primorsky Krai mainly. And it was nearly on the brink of extinction, now thankfully coming back because of special efforts of Russian Ministry for the forestry and making sure that they have enough spaces to live and breed. But this Rusky guy goes with Siberian tiger into the pub, and of course this is in England. He's showing off his nice Siberian tiger. He's a oligarch. You went up there, look, this is a Bengal, but not a tiger, it's a Bengal cat. Now he's gone up there making a big noise. No. Not allowed up there, you're not allowed. What is it? It's a real life drama. My wife is trying to get the kid off on camera, off the wall that is. But basically, this Rusky guy goes into a pub in London with his whacking great big Siberian tiger. Everyone's a little bit amazed that a tiger coming in with this Rusky guy to the pub, but they don't say anything. They say, okay, little bit against of health and safety, what is obsession in Britain these days, but you know, presumably he knows what he's doing. These Ruskies have got their ways and means, and he look like a rich Rusky, so we better not say anything. We want to sell lots of alcohol. And he says, and the Russian says to the barman, "Barman, please 1 pint of beer for me and 10 for my cat." So the barman gives the 11 pints of beer, and the Rusky guy puts 10 in front of the tiger, and the tiger immediately gets his nose into the first one and starts lapping it up very quickly. And the Rusky guy's basically calmly drinking his beer, not quickly, just taking his time. And in the time that the Rusky guy managed to drink his 1 pint of beer, his tiger has drunk the whole lot, all 10 pints. And so he pays for it and gets up and he goes. He starts to go. Bye-bye. The tiger, he stands up from the bar stool, but he is completely out of it. He falls on the floor and goes unconscious. The Rusky guy just looks at him and goes, "You're no good at drinking. I leave you." And he starts to walk without the tiger from the pub, and everybody's realizing they're left with this tiger in the in there, and I don't know what to do with it, and what will it be like when it wakes up and this owner's no longer there. I start to get a little bit worried. I say, stop. And the Russian guy says, what? He says, you can't do that. You can't leave that lion there. And he says, that's not a lion, that's a tiger. It's the way I'm telling them. Okay. So, song. Here it comes. Can I find it? Okay, it already got a little bit darker while I'm sitting out here. Let me try to still sing the song. Melody. You are my melody. I am your loyal Orpheus. The days that we were spent together, they remind me of the color of your tenderness. Everything has gone away like smoke. Your voice is getting lost in the distance. What made you to forget the melody of love?
Background. I didn't ask whether I can sing with the master, but you know, he was Cardiff singer of the world, you know, he's partly Welsh, so he won't mind it. Just.
Призвание, песня, ставшая судьбой.
Thank you very much and good night.